Good morning and welcome to my garden. Oh look, there's Pardalote. Good morning, Mr. Pardalote, singing your song. Well, I found their nest. Look, there he is right now. He's just flown up onto this branch and there. Well, that went in fast. I've now seen two go in this hole and one come out. Pardalotes like to burrow in soil, particularly soil that's got a very sheer front. They can dig a tunnel that's up to 1 metre long. Did you see him flick stuff out when he went in? It's interesting now that they have found their nest. They don't call nearly as much as they used to. There he is right there. A second pardalote has just arrived in that tree. Interesting, he stopped calling and just went in the hole. Okay, the pardalote that was calling is still in the tree. So he must be acting as a guard, watchman, while the other one went in the hole. I'm standing about 3 metres from the hole, which would make me maybe 5 metres from where they're sitting in the tree calling. So this bed's been planted right near a pile of soil from the earthworks. This here is a hole where a pardalote family has been living. I haven't seen them coming in and out of the hole for a while. I haven't been out in the garden at the right time. I still hear them around the garden, so I know they're still in the yard. You can see their feet drag marks in the entrance. I see a pathway where their two little feet have scrape, 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 scrape. It's been lovely watching them in there. But you see this fine soil here, they're pulling it out of their hole. Pardalote just went into the hole. And out again. Okay, so when we saw this behaviour, well, there's another one going in. When we saw this behaviour last time we had pardalotes nesting on our property, this was the time when the eggs had hatched and the adult community was actually feeding the young. And the fact that we've had two birds go in quick succession suggests to me that that's what's happening here. And the adult just flew out again. So the pardalote community worked together to feed the young. Okay, so I have been removing the contents of this pile of soil to build up my new bed on contour 3. And this morning I've come out for a walk around the garden and hubby has pointed out the pardalotes are enjoying my soil pile all over again, and they're in the process of building a new nest. They like it because it's all freshly cleared, and they've been going at the wall there to make new nests. And there's a tunnel that's about 10 centimetres deep already, and I only cleaned that up yesterday. Did you see him go in? He's just sitting on the side. He's still there. But he's hanging on the side and he's pulling the soil out. So as much as nature has suffered from humans destroying their habitat and being thoughtless in our actions and creating consequences that the various animals and plants really struggle to thrive with, we can also be quite the beneficial force. I believe nature was created and humans were created as part of that nature. It wasn't an accident, there was a plan. And as we interact with nature in the way that we were designed to, we can benefit nature, we can benefit the animals and the plants. And I do believe humans can make this world a better place. We just need to not consider ourselves only. We need to consider everyone and everything. I've heard people say that they want to leave the world without leaving any footprints. There'd be no evidence that they were ever there. I'm not like that. I really want to leave this place better, and I want there to be evidence of my leaving it better all over the place. Okay, you see that? One just flew in and the second one flew away. Yep, they're definitely building another nest. I'm going to see if I can get a little bit closer. I'm about 3 meters from him now. On the other side of the pile, the pardalotes are still nesting in this hole. They've been very tolerant of me being around here. Yesterday when I tidied up the pile here, I pulled out a lot of large, waist-high weeds in this area and used them as chop and drop there. But I pulled some out closer to their hole and they were tolerant of me being here while they did that. I actually wonder if the pardalote that moved last is a juvenile. So this one's a parent because it's calling. The one who flew back there is very fluffy. In fact, both of those two, I wonder if they're both juveniles. They've got a lot more fluff on them. And I think they're trying to call, they're calling differently. They're both coloured like males. They're both coloured like males. So that's the parent. And I wonder if these are the ones that are going to follow. I think that is the family that's been nesting in this hole on this side of the dirt pile. My pardalotes, which were in this corner, seem to have moved out. That rock hasn't moved. And the hole they were building around this side, let's see if that's still in use. That seems to have been undermined a bit. We didn't know if the pardalotes were still nesting in this pile of soil. Well, I've just seen one fly out and one fly in, and there goes another one. So they're definitely still using that nest, which is very exciting. Actually, it looks like there might be 2 nests there. This one is definitely in use. You can see the feet marks here and the pile of loose sand here. So this morning I've been putting more soil on contour 3. And as I'm doing it, I've realised that the pardalotes are coming in and out of the hole on the eastern side with food in their mouth. And they're definitely feeding their young. Okay, there's one in the tree making a lot of noise. We were watching a pardalote family that nested in this pile of soil. Well, I think this might be the family. I'm hypothesizing that the ones that sit there with their wings opening may be young, the juveniles, wanting a feed. But they could be a bunch of males trying to show off. So those two just flew, they were males flying up beside a female. The 3 males are up high, 1 female down low. Okay, let's go and have a look at the pile and see if their hole is still occupied. Oh, totally, yes, it's occupied. I am confident. Look at this fresh, light dirt outside. Yeah, wow. Okay, I won't be using any more of this soil because it looks like the pardalotes want the hole again. Oh, but that hole is definitely freshly used. There was another one around the back here. Oh, it's had a big fall away. They had a couple of holes in here and it looks like it's collapsed because of the rain. Oh, that's a shame. So a friend and I have been digging holes this afternoon to plant some more fruit trees, and we have had the pardalotes visiting to explore. And I don't know if you'll see him when he comes out as I walk closer, but a pardalote has flown into this hole that I have just finished using the crowbar in, and he's gone in there to find a nest, to build a nest. If I come around this way, he's on the left. There he is. Can you see him? So pardalotes dig their holes in in fresh soil, and he just then turned around and tried to ram into the side of this hole, which is pure clay. It's hard yucca to dig, and he's trying to build a nest in this hole, and I'm standing, what, a metre away from it?
Not even that.
Isn't he beautiful?